Hello subscribers, I wanted to give a quick update to the Fortaeverse RPG I'm working on. So I've been working a lot on the game and I'm going to share some of that with you. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the fact that it has a minimap and how it can be turned on or off by using these sliders. Same with the main graphics, you can turn off the first person perspective. But the minimap essentially shows you where you're at in relation to objects and life forms and facilities around you. As you hover over something on the minimap, it shows you what it is. For example, here's a man named Sal, so we can click on it and get more details, or let's right click on a bunch of different things here and we can see there's psionic, there's a gnome necromancer, etc. And based on the type of characters you have, it may show more information. Since I don't have a sage or a scientist in my party, all I see is minimal information, like what the life form has equipped. And then sometimes you may run across some things that don't have anything equipped. And so it'll just say their name like this. Okay, so the other thing that I'm going to show you is if you select something on the minimap, and you can click on any area or coordinate, you can then use the go to option here and it'll automatically plug it in. And then you can simply say go to it, and sure enough the minimap updates as you head to that location. Here you can see there's Sasha's Potion Factory on the left. That's what that is there. The gray represents the area of that facility. So if you get within the gray range, then it should be where you can enter the facility. So here we're walking toward it. And sure enough, we're now inside and we can perform actions and actually enter the potion factory and do whatever. And I showed this a long time ago about purchasing things or selling things, so I'm not going to talk about that. Okay, so the next thing I've been working on is leveling up. So first of all, let me go back a little ways here. Just to get out of that area. Okay, and I actually need to exit. There we go. Okay, so if we look at Daryl, for example, this is an elf alchemist, and he's level 1, which is his master level, but he has 10 level ups pending, which means essentially he's a level 11, but it's waiting for me to choose what kind of actions to perform when I level up. So we'll go ahead and hit the plus button, and you do it one at a time, so you get to choose exactly what to do with the level up, and it doesn't apply them all at once. You get 5 points to assign. Now you can assign them either to an attribute, which requires 4 of those 5 points, or you can assign them to skills, which requires 1 point each. So as you can see, it shows 5. Let me go ahead and act like I increased my willpower, and you see now I only have 1 point left to assign. So if I scroll down, I'll say, I'll give that to the alchemy skill. And that's it. I can't increase anymore. Now, since this is a spellcaster, they also get to learn 1 new spell based on their level and the mana requirement for the spell. So let's go ahead and choose Poison Dart. So that has applied 1 level up. So let's go back in, and now you can see he's level 2. We'll apply another one. Let's bump Constitution. Let's see. Oh, his Constitution's at maximum. Okay. So it's 110. That's the maximum for elves. So as you can see, it won't go up. So let's put a point in Vitality. And let's do Create Potions. And now you'll notice I can get an 8 mana spell, one called Baseball. Yeah, I know. Pretty clever, huh? So base, of course, means acid and base. And it's shooting a ball made of base. Yeah, you can roll your eyes, I know. I meant for that to be a cheesy joke of a spell. Okay, so learned baseball. So now what I'm going to do, You can see level 3. I'm going to change his vocation. So I click this button, and you get a warning that says you may only change your vocation once per level. You can always switch back to a previous vocation once you level up again, but you cannot switch back and forth on that same level. So if it doesn't have any orange next to it, it means I have the minimum requirements satisfied, and I can switch to that vocation with no penalties. So as you can see, this particular character can't switch to a whole lot without having some kind of penalties. So let's go ahead and switch to Geomancer. Okay, and now let's apply a level up. Instead of applying any to the attributes up here, let's apply them to skills. Now look what happened. The alchemy skill disappeared from this list. It doesn't mean that the character doesn't have that skill. It just means during a level up, you can no longer apply any points to it. But oratory does still exist because I had it before. So now we've got some overlap. So let's go ahead and apply to geomancy. And now you'll also notice the new spells are the geomancer spells. You can no longer learn the alchemy spells, but it's all the way up to a 10 mana spell potentially. Before, remember, I could only learn a maximum of up to an 8 mana spell. So now I can learn Rock Wall, which is a fairly high level spell. And that's that. It looks like I do have a bug here. This level up pending. Oh, I know why it's doing it. It's because the code is giving 10 level ups every single time, which I don't want it to do. So let me comment that out. That's for my testing purposes. I wanted to be able to test all the level ups. Okay, so this next time I level up, it's going to show a 9. But let's level up one more time. Now the other thing is you can level up physical health, mental health, mana, stamina, and some of the attributes like that that you could not change at the beginning. Those were indirectly changed when you created the character based on your vitality and constitution and everything. When you level up, you are able to bump those if you want. But every single race has a limit on every attribute type. All right, so this time I'm going to put a couple in knife, one in staff, and one in life form targets, or 2 in life form targets. And then now we can get up to a 15 mana spell, so we'll do Falling Rocks. Now I'm going to go back in and see there's where the level ups is 9, since I just changed the code on the fly. I'm going to change class again, and I'm going to pick yet another spellcaster. Let's do one that I'm not qualified for. We'll do a thaumaturgist. And then let's apply our level up. And once again, look, the oratory overlapped and our staff weapons overlapped where I applied 1 point there. So let's put a few points in thaumaturgy and let's do 1 uncurse item. And now my list of spells for this thaumaturgist is quite high because I haven't selected any of those yet because I've never been that vocation type. So we'll pick Iron Skin. Now let's just go in and observe the character. Let's look at the spells. Okay, so you'll notice it just shows all the spells that they've learned over time. A mix of alchemy, a mix of geomancer, and then we'll also take a look at the skills. And wow, look at all the skills. So a lot of them are zeros because they weren't given any values, but they were aggregated based on the different vocations I have switched. And right now, remember, I'm a thaumaturgist, but if we look, there's our geomancy skill. It's still at 5. So if we decide to switch back to this vocation later on, we can. All right, so let's go back here real quick. The other thing you'll note is it is showing the geomancer level and the thaumaturgist level from the past. And it should be showing alchemist too. It probably had something to do with this related level up pending that I just changed. But you can always see the previous levels that you had earned in that vocation type. So this should say 2 actually, and the thaumaturgist level should say 1. And all of them should add up to be 6. So once I get that fully implemented, that's how it'll work. So that's that. Now let's go just take a look at, let's say, for example, a ninja as well.
Hi.
He's got 10 level ups pending. Let's apply 1, give him physical health and psi weapons. And then we're going to change his profession. And you'll notice his requirements are different. So he could switch to a barbarian or pirate without any issues, or even a warrior. Whereas all these others would be a pretty big issue. Let's try to switch to a druid and see what happens. Okay, so we changed to a druid. The mana is actually 0. So the ninja really has no ability to cast spells, even though they switched to a druid. Now if I level up and apply it, you can see this would be a really, really slow vocation to start to switch to. It just doesn't have much synergy with the ninja. But it does allow me to choose a spell. So I could say, well, I have 4 points. Let's see here, intelligence is 60. If we can start working on intelligence, we may be able to get enough mana so that we can actually cast a low-level spell like this bark skin. Now, the reason why this shows 80 mana, that's the base mana before all subtractions are done based on your attributes above. So like druids, they have a certain formula that combines either wisdom and empathy or intelligence, and each spellcaster is different to determine the mana. So even though it shows 80 here, he really doesn't effectively have 80 mana. Okay, so we'll save that. Still not enough to get enough, even 1 point of mana based on the intelligence level there. So I may put in parentheses next to mana and some of those other calculated ones to show you what it effectively is, and then that'll make decision making a little bit easier. So besides that, I can show you attacking something and making it hostile. Let's attack these green slime. I'm going to have my alchemist cast something at them.
Sure, why not?
Okay, so they're 20 feet away. And let's just cast an acid arrow, power level 1, on the green slime. And what you're going to see on the mini-map is how they come toward me, and it should turn red if they get hostile. There they go. So now they turned red, and here they come toward me. You can see them approach me on the mini-map. Now they're on the same square as me. And they're attacking me. I'm taking acid damage. And that's that. So let's go ahead and just play around. Do a little bit of attacking here. And then you'll notice that the green slime took some damage to the pseudopod. So they don't have a body, obviously, like a person. They have a pseudopod where I can attack them. The other thing I've done is I've added a warning label up here so that you can be warned when you walk into an area where there's hostile creatures and you know they're hostile, based on either your line of sight or your hearing. And usually if you have hearing, it can go twice as far as the line of sight. And certain races have better hearing and vision than others. And then there's certain vocations that actually have improvements too. Like the ranger has, or not the ranger, the scout has the scouting ability, and I believe it's the rogue has a listening skill, which improves their listening ability. You can see Helga, my wizard, has 0 mana because I made her an ogre, so she can't cast any spells either.
Hey, hiya.
So she's pretty useless. She can attack though. Let's have her attack with her quarterstaff, see if she can actually hit him. She missed. Yeah, she missed. Let's have the alchemist cast something else. Let's do irritation. Or no, let's do baseball, because that can do more damage. I have it in real-time mode right now.
Failed us.
Oh, he failed. Let's try it again. Let's cast it on the slime. There we go. Green slime took 51 damage. Green slime died from wounds. Okay. And I don't know if I implemented this falling rocks. Oh, out of magic or out of mana. As you can see, he only has 2 left. And so the menu's smart enough to only show you the spells that you have the ability to cast. So that makes it a lot more helpful.
I am not able.
Okay. So, anyway, I hope this update was fun for you. I highly recommend, if you haven't done it and you are interested in the game, to go to the Discord channel and join that, because I post much more frequent updates there, and then you have the ability to ask questions and comment on the game. So I won't be doing these videos quite as often as I normally do, and I'll be using the Discord channel just because it's a lot easier and it saves me a lot of time. Oh, and Jones the Ninja just died. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and I will see you next time.